The manga starts off with a young high school student asking an older gentleman to stop smoking as it's a school zone. The older man is clearly pissed off, and when he responds angrily, the high school student seizes his hand in a crushing grip. A voice interrupts the altercation. An anxious-looking young man hurriedly steers the older man away before nodding his head in apology. Remember his face. We get more background about the black-haired teenager, Yutaro Hiroshima, a person who used to be a delinquent but is now doing his best to become a good adult by following his own code of conduct, the Articles of Adulthood. His enthusiasm turns a little more somber as he remembers his father, a person he admired, never bowing his head to anyone except for the police. And one of his last words he said to Yutaro, to become a good person, to fight for his adulthood. He died 6 months later. Yutaro's contemplation is interrupted by a distressed meow, and he spots a black cat in the middle of the road. Instinctively, he drops his bag, running out to scoop the cat up, to save it. But he cannot save himself, it seems. An influx of messages appear on the screen, clearly observing a comatose man. That man blearily opens up his eyes. It's Yutaro Hiroshima, and it's been 15 years. He is now 30 years old. In the next few scenes, we see Yutaro being aided by his mother, and he starts questioning what has happened in the past 15 years. He worries about the bills, but his mother reassures him that everything is fine. Taking in her clothing and her jewelry, clearly they have quite some wealth now. She also tells him that he has been kept alive by the will of many people. Clearly, that's a testament to how much good he has done. Something about that sounds a little off-putting in a sense, and we get to see more scenes later on about this. In the hospital bed, Yutaro goes through the articles, looking at the salaryman, Isamu Kuroda, the person who called the ambulance for him and adopted the stray cat. Reading the salaryman's heartfelt words and his faith that Yutaro would wake up, Yutaro asks his now-deceased father, did he do the right thing? The scene then shifts again to his family's flat, with Yutaro's mother off to work. As Yutaro makes some food, he realizes that he needs a few ingredients. Coincidentally, at the same time, the doorbell rings and his neighbor, Kudo, brings him a bag of groceries to congratulate him on his successful recovery and discharge. But before she leaves, she gives him an unsettling smile, before making a gesture with her hand. There's honey in the bag. Yutaro then leaves the flat to go explore Tokyo, curious about what has changed in the last 15 years since he was asleep. As he worries over job opportunities, he sees a mother in need. But before he can act, a young man passes by to help her. She gives him a hand gesture that is mirrored by those around that young man. In a state of bemusement, Yutaro walks away, just thinking of this as another trend that he has to catch up upon. Looking for a part-time job isn't easy, and as he is rejected yet again, a waitress of the cafe inquires about him. Clearly, he is more famous than he thinks. They make idle conversation, sharing their thoughts about adulthood, bonding over their tough experiences, and hoping to do better in life. And as Yutaro lies in bed that night, he thinks that maybe things will be alright. He is then interrupted by his mother telling him that Mr. Kuroda, the salaryman that called the ambulance, wants to meet with him. As he mentions about what gift he should bring, his mother insists that he should dress up in something formal and bring something expensive, as Mr. Kuroda is not just an ordinary salaryman anymore. He's a National Diet member. They meet up at a fancy restaurant, with Kuroda proclaiming his thanks to Yutaro. His book, The Articles to Adulthood, became Kuroda's philosophy, became his everything. Because you're the one who changed this country, Mr. Hiroshima. Kuroda's party aimed for true fairness, to create a society where people like Yutaro are properly valued, that no good deed goes unnoticed. But that's the whole point of it, isn't it? The point of doing a good deed unnoticed is that it demonstrates a person's character, but instead, the citizens of Japan are being incentivized to be kind, to do good. Ironically enough, this whole thinking contradicts Yutaro's sentiments. Do people do good out of their own free will, out of their own goodness of their heart, or is it because they're coerced to comply to, because everyone will know if you don't? Yutaro is again puzzled, and then his confusion turns to unsettlement, as Kuroda recites every little thing Yutaro has done to tackle job hunting with a positive attitude, to show your human side by longing after a beautiful woman alone in your room, to make the honey curry rice for your mother. Minister Kuroda puts the hand gesture in front of his eye. What if everyone's actions were shared with everyone, everywhere, all times, and never went unnoticed? Look up. It is revealed that a system was established where everyone could view each other anytime, anywhere. Created by the Ratings Ministry, these individuals created the national social media platform Garden. Observation cameras littered all of Japan, with over 20 million cameras in Tokyo alone. When Yutaro questions the entire purpose of all those cameras, Kurada responds that the purpose is to identify the true adults. There are some amazing people, even at the young age of 15, and there are those who are in their 60s, who are extremely immature and unbefitting of their adult status. So, for 15 years, Kuroda has sought to redefine what adulthood meant. And finally, Japan is the only country in the world to have abolished age as a legal threshold. Adult is state certified, Hiroshima. This is the society that you created. My brother recommended me this manga, and I can't thank him enough because this is really an interesting topic. Although this manga is quite short, it could really be something that holds a lot of potential, I feel like. I love the dystopian themes of surveillance and conformity, compliance. And I'm really intrigued on how Yutaro will navigate his way through this whole mess. The whole hierarchy as well and tiers of adults just all seems a little bit funny to me as well. Imagine being like a tier 1 adult and being an icon and all of that. And a tier 6 adult like Hiroshima is, looking at the end of the panel, the end of the chapter. But this is only chapter 1, and I believe there's around 8 chapters so far, and it's updating, I think, weekly or bi-weekly. So I'm sure this manga will hold, or will be really good in the future if it keeps delivering moments like these. The build-up to the unsettling moment, all the suspense, and all that. So just enjoy this manga while it's still there.